We will start with the most notorious Mr. Olympia of 1980. Now, this is the year where a lot of people were not happy with the decisions, and I will tell you why. Joe Weider's golden boy, Arnold Schwarzenegger, was already a bodybuilding star. However, he unexpectedly came out of the retirement and entered the Mr. Olympia contest one day prior to the event. Arnold lacked the usual size and muscle definition. Obviously, he was declared the winner after the final judging, but fellow competitors Mike Mentzer, Chris Dickerson, and other attendees didn't favor the decision.
In 1980, I placed fifth at the Mr. Olympia, a contest that I and almost everyone else who witnessed it was convinced was fixed. It's interesting, at the 1980 Olympia, the only people who saw Arnold as the winner were the 7 judges and his closest friends. None of the other competitors saw him as the winner. None of the audience, or very few, only those that were his friends.
Now, the events behind the backstage are still discussed to this day.
For instance, I remember in 1980, at the Mr. Olympia, I came third in the pre-judging because I still had too much fluid. And the judges came to me and says, Arnold, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not going to win tonight. You're not as sharp as you were the last time we saw you. And this, of course, now 5 years later, I know that we understand that, but I just want you to know it's not gonna happen. So I went literally into a sauna when I went back after the pre-judging. I went into a sauna at the hotel, and I posed for an hour to sweat out more fluid. And then I went back at night, and I was sharper. And then I did my best job with the posing routine, and I ended up winning.
With this, Arnold won his 7th Mr. Olympia and officially retired from professional bodybuilding. After the competition, many of the competitors vowed to boycott the 1981 contest. The worst judging disaster in bodybuilding history, Franco Columbu's 1981 Olympia. If you think politics played a role in the 1980 contest, then the following year delivered one of the most unsatisfying victories in bodybuilding history. Say what you will, but despite being off his peak conditioning in 1980, Arnold still carried an impressive physique. But in 1981, Franco Columbu's winning the Mr. Olympia title was far more controversial. It was so much frustrating that the decision sparked outrage throughout the bodybuilding community. A major reason was Franco's weaker legs. He had suffered serious leg injury at the 1977 World's Strongest Man competition.
Franco, to the doctor who's tending to it, think it was broken?
They say it's broken, but I know it's not broken because I'm a chiropractor myself, and I saw the way it was dislocated.
It was so brutal that it took a toll on his career, leading to a 5-year-long hiatus. So when he returned to the stage, his legs were far out of proportions. Instead, bodybuilders like Tom Platz and Danny Padilla arrived in arguably the best shapes of their careers, showcasing physiques that many considered Olympia-worthy. The controversy was further fueled by Franco's close friendship with Arnold, who also happened to be one of the event's promoters. This connection led to widespread accusations that the results were predetermined. The audience's reaction was immediate dissatisfaction, as loud boos echoed when Franco was announced the winner. Many in the bodybuilding world felt that Tom Platz or Danny Padilla should have claimed the title. Franco's victory was seen as one of the sport's greatest injustices. Thus, we can widely agree that the 1981 contest was even more disappointing than the year prior. Flex Wheeler versus Dorian Yates, 1993 Olympia. The 1993 Mr. Olympia presented a classic clash: aesthetic perfection versus hardcore mass. Flex Wheeler brought one of the most beautiful physiques in bodybuilding history: flawless lines, symmetry, and posing. Dorian Yates, on the other hand, was ushering in the era of the mass monster. Flex, though younger and less massive, appeared more refined and complete to many observers. The outcome highlighted the growing shift in bodybuilding towards sheer mass over aesthetics, sparking a debate that continues to this day.
From England, Dorian Yates.
Shawn Ray versus Dorian Yates, 1996. Shawn Ray, known for his consistent condition, classic proportions, and detailed presentation, was one of the most respected athletes in the 90s. In 1996, many believed he finally deserved the Mr. Olympia title. Dorian Yates, once again, was hampered by injuries, including a torn triceps and bloated midsection. Despite this, he won the title with his trademark mass and thickness. Side-by-side comparisons showed Shawn winning on aesthetics and balance, but Dorian's sheer size and reputation carried him to another victory. The same thing happened in 1997. Dorian had one of the closest calls in his entire career. During the prejudging, his bloated midsection and lack of crisp dominance made his fans disappointed. You might also notice the visibility of a bicep tear, which clearly sparked some doubts. Compared to 1993, Dorian showed a clear sign of decline in his physique. His midsection was heavily bloated, and the quality of paper-thin skin looked below average. In contrast, Nasser looked absolutely huge with peak conditioning. The only weak points were his glutes and hamstrings. Meanwhile, Dorian posed strategically, which helped him showcase the strong aspects. Then again, the final judging decision was a straight injustice to Nasser. We can clearly say that it was a clear robbery that happened on stage. Fans believed Nasser El Sonbaty should have won that year, as he was in the best shape of his career.
Probably the guy that came closest to beat me also. In 1997, I was definitely not at my best. I had the tricep injury going into that contest, and Nasser was very good, so it was a very close contest. Some people think she should have won. It didn't happen, I won, but it was definitely the closest one of all my competitions.
Victor Martinez versus Jay Cutler, 2007 Mr. Olympia.
To the winner of the 2007 Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler! Jay Cutler!
The 2007 Mr. Olympia was one of the most debated decisions in bodybuilding history. Jay Cutler retained his title, but many fans, athletes, and experts believed that Victor Martinez was the rightful winner. After winning the 2007 Arnold Classic, Victor was seen as the top contender. He brought a refined and aesthetic package, combining size, symmetry, and razor-sharp conditioning. Jay Cutler, on the other hand, admitted to being off during prejudging, having been disrupted by illness and fluid issues. On stage, Victor seemed to dominate in several poses, while Jay relied on his world-class back and mass. The crowd was firmly behind Victor, and when the final decision went to Cutler, boos echoed through the venue. Victor would later refer to himself as the real 2007 Mr. Olympia. To this day, many consider this one of the greatest robberies in Olympia history.
So 2007, everything was great until that day. Everything was scripted except for, losing.
You know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This whole enough is enough. Enough is enough.
2013 is the past.
You know what?
The past.
You've talked about the past, your whole entire career, making excuses, talking about you think you're the only person that has ever gone through something in your life.
Making excuses.
Everybody knows
making
your story.
Excuses.
Yes.
Making excuses.
Yes.
Kai Greene versus Phil Heath, rivalry from 2012 to 2014. The Mr. Olympia stage was the battleground for one of the most intense rivalries ever. Kai Greene, known for his artistic posing and freakish muscle density, was the fan favorite. Phil Heath, the gift, brought a polished and complete physique that judges favored. Many felt Kai edged out Phil in 2014, especially with his dramatic stage presence and detailed muscle maturity. However, the rivalry wasn't just about physiques. It became deeply personal. The infamous 2014 Olympia press conference featured a heated confrontation between the two.
You know nothing of what you're talking about me.
You know nothing of what you're talking about.
You know nothing about me, Kai, and that's your problem. You know,
That's my problem?
Yes.
I have no problem with not knowing everything about you. I'm
How
not
are you
here
gonna
to know
go
everything about you.
This is the type of
I'm here
class
to
that we
beat
have
you,
of Kai
though.
Greene people.
I'm here to
Here
beat
I am
you,
trying
though.
to
How
talk about my
that?
late father.
I think it is the greatest rivalry. I think it's bigger than Jay and Ronnie's just because they were friends. We weren't. And I think we wanted to be friends, Kai and I, but I feel like because of us both wanting something so freaking bad, and during the social media era, one camp, the other camp, they're talking so much, and we can see the chatter, that it kind of made it look like, so you don't like me, Chris? Okay, it's like high school, you know what I mean? Like,
Despite his popularity, Kai never captured the Olympia title, and his rivalry with Phil ended without resolution. Many fans still argue Kai should have been crowned at least once. The decision drew backlash from fans and even fellow competitors. It cemented the notion that Olympia judges favored mass over symmetry, a theme that would dominate the next decade. Now, post-2020, there have been a few upsetting judging decisions that made fans and contestants angry, and one of them was the 2023 Mr. Olympia. It wasn't a particularly controversial contest, but Hadi Choopan stormed off stage after losing to Derek Lunsford. While many fans were satisfied with the results, the Persian Wolf certainly didn't agree with the results. He rushed off the stage furiously, but later congratulated Derek on social media. Now, Derek had already become the first ever athlete to win an Olympia title in 2 different categories. However, it was a close battle between the two, and the show made headlines later on. These controversial moments remind us that bodybuilding is not just a display of muscle. It's a sport shaped by subjective judgment, politics, and passionate fans. And sometimes the best body doesn't win.